What up, people? Coach V, New Breed Boxing. What separates knockout artists from regular boxers? Everyone knows that knockout artists draw the biggest crowds, sell the most tickets, are the most memorable, and also the most hated by the corrupt judges and referees, making them a non-factor because they became their own judge, jury, and executioner at that moment. So what is a knockout? You can either get a TKO or a KO in amateur boxing. So in a TKO situation is basically where a fighter is no longer intelligently defending himself and he's just becoming a speed bag, getting a one-sided ass whooping, usually by a guy that's throwing a barrage of nonstop punches from every angle. And those are usually volume punchers. A good example of a TKO artist is Edwin Valero. He was a lightweight fighter, amazing fighter on his way up. He died prematurely, but he had a great potential, and he had, I think, 100% knockout ratio. So he's somebody you can look up, excellent boxer. Then you have a one-punch KO artist. A KO is basically where you short-circuit someone, give them a concussion, lights out, they're on the ground sleeping. The referee doesn't, all he has to do is make sure you're not hitting them anymore, which usually they're on the ground at that point, and it's over anyway. A good KO artist example would be a young Gervonta Davis. He was knocking people out cold. What are the qualities, in my opinion, that separate a KO artist, a TKO artist, or whatever, from a regular boxer? So either way, whether you're the type of guy that gets TKOs or KOs, above average athleticism, whether it be above average endurance if you're a volume puncher, or above average one-punch knockout power, physical strength if you're a KO artist. But I think you got to be a little special physically. That's just got to be something that's innate within you. You can't teach that. You just got to be a special person. Then the other factor, which is something you can learn, is great killer instinct. I think you can refine it anyway. Some people are born with great killer instinct, but I think you can definitely, over time, you can get a good eye for when to move in for the kill. And great killer instinct is basically knowing when to go for that fight-ending move, or when to pull the trigger and just jump on somebody nonstop. That's knowing when somebody's hurt. There's little things that you can pick up on, like when you see a guy smile or whatever, when you hit him with a good shot. That doesn't mean that he's happy about it. That means he's probably hurt, and that's just a defensive mechanism to make sure that you maybe in his mind he thinks he's convincing you that it wasn't an effective blow. But in my mind, if I see somebody smiling after they get hit, that tells me one more of those and you might be on your way out. And that's why I would tell my guys to go right after him immediately when you see something like that. Or if you see somebody, just looking like you can tell when somebody's just exhausted. That's another good way. You're just wearing somebody out. Somebody might be, a better boxer than you, but if you're in better shape than them, like they say, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. So, a lot of guys too, they'd be surprised that when they're fighting like a legendary fighter that has a lot of experience, the best moment to go for the KO is early in the fight, believe it or not. Because once they get their rhythm, the chances of you catching them with a good shot or whatever, they're going to decrease as the fight goes on usually. So that's just my personal, look at how to separate the KO fighters, the TKO fighters from the regular boxers that just want to go the distance. Like Mayweather's a good example of a guy that he's never looking for the knockout. If he gets an opportunity to knock you out, he'll do it. Young Mayweather was lighting everybody up, but then again, he was fighting lower level opposition earlier in his career, like everybody. But the truth of the matter is, the above average athleticism still has to be complemented by good training. So, again, another good example is Mike Tyson. He had a great coach, and he personally was born with a great killer instinct. Whether it just be your upbringing or, just your personality type, you have an eye for seeing when people are vulnerable. That's what it really comes down to. So that's my take on it. So you're seeing when somebody's vulnerable, being able to pick up on that, that's your killer instinct. Having above average athleticism to get either that TKO by wearing somebody out with volume, and just nonstop, attack. Or the KO artist, again, which is just somebody who they have one punch knockout power, That's a God-given gift, in my opinion. And again, you can increase your punching power a little bit, but those guys that are leaving people on their back sleeping after one punch, they're a rare breed, very special type of individual. And when you got that trifecta, one punch knockout power, endurance to light them up, even if you can't get them out of there with one punch, and just keep that nonstop assault up, and you got a good coach to remind you when to go for the kill, I think with that trifecta right there, you have the ultimate combination. And I hope as the time, boxing progresses and gets better and better, we get some better coaches out there, and we get some better, more hungry fighters out there, and we can kind of make these magical combinations come back to life again like they used to be, and bring the sport back to where it needs to be. Anyway, put in the comment section, let me know what fighters you think are the most memorable KO artists, and some little known KO artists maybe that we never really heard of. Put it in the comment section. Let me hear what you guys got to say. Until then, like, subscribe, comment, share, and go check out my Instagram, coach.v_. Till the next time, we out of here. Out.